I'm big on this, and a lot of men disagree with me for this, but I don't think a man that's not financially in the position to have a woman should have a woman.
So broke men should not be dating.
I don't think broke men should be dating. No.
Okay.
I don't think broke men should be in relationships because, one, a man that's broke is not happy.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because when a man has financial income and he has money, he feels a lot better about himself and he feels more accomplished. When a man doesn't have money and he's not where he wants to be in his life, he'll never be able to focus on a woman 100% because he's going to be focused on chasing what he wants.
Yeah.
So for me, that it sounds harsh, but it's very true.
Yeah.
If a man's not financially where he wants to be, he will never be able to give a woman what she deserves.
Bullshit.
The men. I agree with the BS because I do think that there are certain guy, especially in the early, like when he's in his early 20s, I think that when you talk about a helpmeet, the helpmeet is supposed to get you where you're supposed to go, right? If you meet a person early on, I do believe that woman can help you get to where it is that you need to go.
Man, let me just go first, y'all, because
okay, go ahead.
Dude is making money now. I think that's the dude. He be like standing in front of a mic like this, making his voice real sexy, like, so, you know what I mean. So he making money off of those videos now. He's probably doing podcasts, and he does something he's doing something that's very dangerous. And a lot of men do it once they start doing really, really well. What you're doing is you're taking your success and status and projecting it out there like y'all aren't men unless you can. You see what I'm saying? It because it's easy for him to do. It's the only thing he said that could have been true is that you can't. He did say you shouldn't date if you're broke. That's it. You shouldn't date. That same dude, if I was to go way back in I can remember him saying something like you said, Marcus, earlier about a man's value, and a man's value is not financial, and he just negated all of that with that statement. He negated all of it. He made it about money.
Might have missed, or maybe I might need to play it back, but I think he has said the mindset of 100% wanting to take his wife. Not that he necessarily had to be in the position to 100%, but I think he said the mindset and the mindset.
I don't even. Yeah, but I don't agree with that either. Not. I know what you know. I agree in a sense, but this is what I'm saying. Most of these relationships, because if he's right, then Mexicans wouldn't be married. I'm very enamored.
Mindset.
Yeah, I'm very enamored by Mexicans. You know why? Because not only is all their family together, those are the only people I've ever seen where at any given time, like in my neighborhood, there will be more men walking with the children than women. They're very family-oriented people. And I realized that they make a pact, like a covenant, that in the beginning, they're going to take care of each other. That's it. Because it's never lopsided. She is a helpmeet from day one. When they got together, she is a helpmeet in any way that provides security for their stability. I get this, you get this. I get this, you get this. Those people will economically take over America with that mentality.
Listen,
in 20, 30 years.
This is what I learned about Hispanic, because I teach a lot of them, right? There are a lot of them in my classroom. And I'm over a store. And these kids come in with money, right? This is the difference between the two. Dad did AC units. So now son has been working with dad since he was 13, 14. So he's perfect the game, right? And he's making money. Even as a kid, you know, his dad breaks him off because he's his little helper. Now he becomes great at it. And it's like second nature to him, right? Or whatever the dad did, like maybe he's good at building decks. And then his son is there. Son helps him. He builds, That's the difference between the two. These dudes, these kids be coming in the store with like loads of money. And I'd be like, what you do? And I'd be asking that because I'd be needing some work done on my house. And so I'm like, what? I can find a help at school. I just, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you lay down hardwood? How much you gonna charge me? And them kids be, you know, and that's the difference. It's like a trickle down, like the man, there's a man in the household who's teaching the son the trade at a very young age. He's making money and it keeps going. That's how it works. They just move a lot different than we do.
Oh,
and they become perfect at what they do because they've done it all their lives.
It's about function. It's not about disrespect or what role do you need me to play for this family to function? And it's interesting to me that in those particular structures, everything happens naturally. You naturally have a group of stay-at-home moms. You naturally have a group of women
Asians
that go to
do that
work.
too, though.
Huh?
Asians do that too. With
Yeah,
the
but Asians a lot more secretive with their shit. It'd be like you don't really get to see them doing.
And
anything.
look, me and Mistaken had a kid in our classroom because they be getting pregnant early too. We had a kid in our classroom,
Yep.
both of us.
But they-
Sophomore, she was pregnant. No, check this out. Pregnant by a 26-year-old. 2 years
And-
later, no, let me finish telling you. 2 years later,
got
the
pregnant
sister
in middle
was pregnant by the same dude.
in middle
damn.
school by the 26-year-old.
She came into school with it,
And
and then the sister got pregnant by the same one 2 years later.
Oh, like I'm really enamored by them because I taught them.
Mom was okay with it.
When I was first teaching, but look, even that scenario, they always pregnant young, but they also married young most of the time. I just saw like the glow up, right? When I first started teaching, I was teaching nights. 90% of my population was Mexican girls. I'm sitting here, I'm the last dude in the building, so I'm like, who's coming to pick these women up? You got their dude rolling up at whatever time in his construction outfit, you know what I mean, coming to get them because they only got one car. Then she graduates, she come back and see me like, hey, I'm coming back to do my bachelor's program. Now she got her own car. It's like, oh shit, y'all really built this thing from the ground up. Y'all did whatever y'all had to do. So it was about taking care of each other. What do you need from me? I'm gonna support you here. I will sleep less so you can do this. When I'm like, that's what it's all about. We put everything on the man, even though the woman works and she has her own, but like we put everything on what the man can do or is able to do. And I think we got the wrong mindset entirely.
Mike, I disagree. I think when you look at most couples,
Mhm.
especially if they got together young, they are helpmeets because they are relying on each other. Like you and your wife, I don't know how old y'all were when y'all got together.
Yeah.
But I just think about all couples that I know who were younger when they were dating or what have you in college, that age, like in their early 20s or whatever. It was that situation that you just described with Mexicans. I think most couples are like that. I think this whole idea, this social media have gotten people thinking that all these women, especially when we're talking about us as Black women, are waiting to the finish line, till a man is already made, when that is not majority of Black women's experience. It just isn't.
So what I will say is that in a way, you're definitely right. Like that's what people do. But we talked about mindset. Don't expect most Black people, women to be happy about it. So when I talked about the those groups, when I meant it when I was like some of those other ethnic groups, they're doing it because that's like, what do you need me to do? Like, you see what I'm saying? They will not disrespect their man because they work. They won't disrespect their man because of the amount of work they have to put in up front, like in the beginning. But what I think it is that there's so much talk in the universe about what a man should be doing that it accidentally creates, and it's not even just Black women. I think white women actually had this problem a little like the worst in greater numbers, in greater proportion, because they're majority of the female population. So they're not as gracious about what they're doing. They don't have the same sense of duty. They don't. So it's like, I will do it because it's love. When people are in love, you'll do anything. And then that wears off and they get into like reality, like I shouldn't be doing. They start getting I shouldn't have to work like this. You should be able to provide me this life. They're not using the same mentality that if we keep hustling, we're doing this for our kids. They will be better off. I will work my hands to the bone so my children have a better life. American women don't have that mentality. You know, I don't think so.
So, all right, in regards to the video, I think that he was absolutely wrong. I think waiting at the finish line will get you relationships where you can date out of the person that actually would like you. You'll end up in an extremely superficial relationship where you made enough money to attract a woman that's not attracted to you. And that's how you might get, you know, a situation where men come back with horror stories about women taking half or being with them just long enough to reap the benefits of the relationship. Like I was a billionaire in Janet Jackson, where she had to fulfill 10 years. And as soon as that day expired, they was divorced. 2 years, 2 kids for a certain amount of money. Like, I think you get into those situations when you do stuff like that. Another thing. So this week, I was trying to send a message from my wife IG to myself, right? And then I was like, let's look at your Explore page. So we looked on the Explore page because she don't use IG. It was only 2 things on there. It was stuff about love and relationships and girl, you don't deserve this and you need to break up. Because she had not interacted with the page, they gave her those 2 main options. So I started clicking on the loving thing and it changed the Explore page to all loving stuff. If you are having a fight with your man or you may not feel appreciated and you click on one of those things, the next thing you know, your algorithm will start feeding you content that's like, you don't deserve this. He not good enough. Don't date him. Da, 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 da. Like in real time, I seen exactly what Michael I'm talking about. Like it's a real thing. Like you really got to be careful about what you interact with, because that stuff will have you in a whole different mind state. And if you interacting with content that say women ain't this, you'll have an overabundance of those things. If you're interacting with something that's saying man is like this, you're gonna have an overabundance of those things. We really got to be careful. But you really